What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king, welcoming you back to more Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. In the last episode, we arrived to and left Pacific Log Town and made our way westward towards Slateport City. And on the way, we have run into a bunch of different trainers, a bunch of roaring water currents, and all sorts of good times. And Tony, I don't care. No, I don't care. I just don't care. Shut up, hang up, go away. Yeah, so we're going to continue to head on this direction. Now, we are technically taking what is essentially the central path through these currents, which I am just going to follow through this way. Now, if you make it to right about here, actually, I think it's down through this way. I am going to fight those two, don't you worry, but I want to get through here without getting caught up in the currents again. Okay, no, never mind. That is incorrect. We will go back very carefully. Thank you. So we're going through the central path right now, as I said before, but we're going to be then, after we make it all the way through this path, then taking the northern path, and then finally ending with the southern path. Yes, there are 3 of them. I know, it's crazy. But it's actually not too bad because it's not a lot of, like, open ground to cover. It's just kind of let the currents take you. It's kind of like the equivalent to going through those rotating pads beneath the... What is it? What is it called? Oh my gosh. The game corner in like Generation 1 where you had to take all the different paths to get to items. The only difference is there's just a lot more trainers and a lot less items this time around instead. Okay, so I think I'll just stick with an Earthquake there and then an Aerial Ace on Bagon. And hey, I think it's actually the first time we've seen Bagon in this game. I don't think we've seen one up to this point. So I don't think we've only gone up against one Dragon Tamer and he just had 2 Altaria. So... well, there's Bagon for you with his sweet, slick hairdo. I mean, Bagon's not that great. It's really getting it to Salamence that's the true prize, obviously. But thanks to Manectric, I got to immediately heal Vega once this fight is over. Thanks a lot, dude. Freaking Dragon Tamer. Okay. So as far as I know, there aren't really a whole lot of trainers out here who demand to add you to their Pokénav, if any at all. I actually can't even remember if we ran into any in the last episode, but yeah, this is just kind of a one-time thing. You just get through this place, burn through it, and then you're done. And it's not honestly too harmful. It's pretty simple. We're going to go this way right off of the bat. And actually, I think I just moved myself up into the northern path, which was not what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to go down. Oh, well, that's fine. We can definitely course correct and backtrack one more time, but I believe right here, and we have made it to, yep, we have made it to Slateport. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are now going to take Vega, and we're going to fly back to Pacific Log once again. And from there, we are then going to pick a new direction to go. So we're going to head to the very top of the screen that we can manage this time. So let's head on into the water and surf our way over there. Okay, so let's go up about, right about there. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do nicely. Okay, and then we've made it into this area, which we've never been to before, and we just want to make sure we stick to the top. There are little branching paths here and there that we have to worry about. Now, the southern path is actually what takes you to a very nice secret area that I'm sure a lot of people are like, well, when are you going to cover that? I'm saving that for the end game. Don't you worry, but I am going to cover it. There's a lot of end game stuff I'm going to cover in this Let's Play, so don't worry about that. It's going to happen. I'm waiting until we beat the frickin' Elite Four and the champion and everything before we jump into any of that stuff. So, it will happen. Don't you worry. I know this Let's Play has been kind of long, but it's going to happen. So, let's take this path up here now. And from here, we actually did miss an item, which is fine. We will definitely have to backtrack and get to that. Like I said, again, a couple of branching paths. You do have to make do with it, but oh well. Just an Azumarill, that's not a problem at all. All we gotta do is just use another Earthquake and we should be fine. I should actually put Narina up to level 43, I would hope, because Azumarill has a pretty darn high experience yield. Come on. Oh, no, not quite enough. Just a little bit too defensive. Speaking of defense, let's... So, I know this is gonna be a little bit embarrassing, but for me to talk about it. But I never, for the longest time, understood the importance of HP on Pokemon. I always thought that 10 times out of 10... regardless of the HP stat of a Pokemon, you want to always prioritize... Actually, can I do this? Oh, I totally can. Oh, sweet. I was always under the impression that 9 times out of 10, or 10 times out of 10, excuse me, you are going to want to always prioritize... oh, gosh. Oh, I don't think I can get back to up there, though. You want to prioritize defense and special defense over HP. I never really understood the value of the HP stat. Okay, well, I don't need to get there anyway. I never understood the value of the HP stat. Wow, I am missing everything. Up until extremely recently, actually, I finally was like, oh, that makes sense. They balance each other out. I got it. Oh, I'm an idiot. Ugh. So for anyone who's like me and didn't really understand what the use behind the HP stat is, I mean, it's simple math. It just factors into the damage calculation. If you have a very defensive Pokemon, you want to increase their HP stat. If you have a Pokemon that already has high HP, you want to increase their defenses. Pretty simple. That's really all there is to it. And I never got this for the longest time because I was always like, what's the point of using like a Wailord? It just has a lot of HP, but it's got really frail defenses. And then I was like, oh, that's why. Oh, me and my frickin' the misunderstandings of a youth who also never really had the like Pokemon metagame explained to them all that properly. I had to like learn everything myself. That was probably not a smart idea because I think Seadra has Poison Point. And if it did, it didn't activate, thank goodness. But yeah, I had to like teach myself everything. I never had any of like the metagame stuff explained to me, so that's why I like misunderstood it all. I was just like, HP is HP, like because I always was under the impression that, like, for instance, like I use a physical attack, all it does is factor in the damage calculation. It doesn't factor in like anything else. And it's like, no, it factors into the yes, it does. It factors into the defense. That's what I meant to say, not damage. It factors into the defense, but the HP is a part of that. So if your HP is like doubled, for instance, it will still do half as much damage as it would have done otherwise. Anyway, it's, oh gosh, it's so, I confuse myself with these things sometimes. Even though it's really not that hard to understand. Pokemon's metagame is, I mean, it's crazy and it can get really deep sometimes, but keyword sometimes. I mean, it's, once you kind of understand the basic fundamentals, you're just like, oh, okay, I get it all now. The intricacies, in my opinion, really come down to like the abilities and then some of the moves that you learn. As far as like actual damage calculation and base stats are concerned, it's really not that complicated. All right, let's go down this way. There we go. We got another swimmer. I'm actually getting low on earthquake uses, so that's not very good. Let's just fight all these people. There's so freaking many of them. This would be like a prime example. Oh gosh, I can't even attack this thing. I'm gonna have to switch. This would be like a prime opportunity to like actually do like a speed up or a fast forward, but we've come this far without doing it, and I don't really believe in doing that kind of stuff anymore. Not for the sake of editing, by the way, because it is actually a lot easier to edit when I just speed it up and play music over it, like it really is. It's just more down to the fact that, I don't know, I like to be, I don't like to break up my Let's Plays, and I like to actually provide something audible to listen to that just isn't music the entire time. Plus, with the way that the copyright system works, even if I'm using like royalty-free music or soundtrack music, the freaking content ID gets in the way all the time anyway. Like I have used people's covers of songs. Well, that's pretty much all I've ever used actually for speed up segments in the past, or covers or just straight up stuff from soundtracks that I knew was royalty free. But specifically, like with the covers, I have had ones they're clearly like very different covers, like an electric or hard rock guitar cover of like a famous song, and they still get flagged. But then they'll get flagged as like something completely different, which is just like, okay, content ID, I'm not even going to play your game anymore. So my thing is just, if I'm not talking over it, I just try not to use music in general in my videos anymore. Now, as long as I'm talking over it, I can use any music I want in the freaking world, because then the content ID won't capture it. It's a trick, I know, but it actually works. Seriously, I could, like, right now in this video be playing, like, In the End by Linkin Park behind this, and since I'm actually talking right now and the dialogue is covering up everything, content ID would not catch it, and I would be totally fine. I'm not going to do that, but I absolutely could if I wanted to. So, yeah, I'm just not a believer in using standalone music in videos anymore as long as I can help it, except for maybe for like a joke or something. I took the central path again. Gosh dang. Okay, well I can still make up for it here. Let's go up again. And then this time, let's see. Yeah, this time I want to go here, I believe. I think I'm going the right way. Hold on a minute. I hope I'm going the right way. Just saying. This might have all been a wash that I just pulled off right here. Oh, you know what? I think it really was. Oh, yep. Yeah, it was. Okay, let's fly back. I need to course correct. I should have gone the other way. Gosh dang it. That That's right. That's right. I needed to go a little bit lower on the northern path, and then we can hit some of the trainers below these rocks. There's like a black belt trainer, and what else was there? There was another one. No, why am I getting called so much already? What the frick? I wasn't getting called this much in like previous videos. Are you kidding me? You're not as interesting as you think you are. You're really not. I wish I could tell that to every Facebook user on the planet. My gosh. No, seriously though. Like, no offense, but actually all the offense. Please, people who use Facebook, you're really not as interesting as you think you are. Gosh. Dang it. Okay, I figured out what I was doing wrong. We actually need to go all the way down here, and we want to end up right on this central area. And then from here, let's take, I want to say actually right this direction. I think this is correct. I hope this is not too far up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now we can finally fight this guy, and I'm actually going to switch Vega into the front since he is a black belt and all. So, sir, if you wouldn't mind biting me. Okay, so let's do this thing. Black belt Kyo sent out Hariyama. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I guess I'll just use Aerial Ace on this guy. No, don't frickin' I guess it's not a complete waste of time because at least you're doing damage, but oh my gosh. Okay, well, at least we were able to, well, almost go. No, don't freaking, I don't want to split the experience, you son of a, I really hate you. I really hate you. You know what? No, I don't even care that it's overkill. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You can just suck on that and you can die. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's that done. And that was it. Wow, that was kind of all for nothing because I really just did that for one Pokemon. Okay, well, screw it. Let's go back and we are going to take one last path. One final path. So, excuse me, Vega. You could fly back one more time, and this time we want to go along the southern path. Down this way. So go over here. You want to get it about as low as you can possibly get. With just about every single... Well, I think this is fine. You can jump like right here. And then go to this spot. There we go. I've already battled them. Now from here, I'm going to go right here. I don't think I'm going to miss this if I take it this direction. Here we go. This is a little bit better. Okay, and have I battled you two? I have not. Okay, perfect. So there we go. There's another few trainers left. I think we've only got like 1 or 2 trainers left in this entire route. This southern path is actually a little bit less involved than the other two. Like I said, there's not really any items, so if you're not interested in just getting experience out of all this, you don't have to do it. It's really not 100% necessary. Okay, we need to get rid of that Celio as quickly as possible. Because that is the only thing that actually concerns me here. Don't miss. Oh, wait, why would it? It's 100% accuracy. I'm an idiot. Just kill the Celio. Just kill the Celio. Thank you. Okay. I don't know why it wouldn't because of the stab damage, but still. Oh, stop it, Sea King. Stop it. You were not supposed to. Don't be using your useless horn attack. I don't want to see that right now. Okay, well, this will finish it off. No problem. All right, so that's another one now. Wow, actually worth more experience. I guess it makes sense. It's fully evolved. Celio's not. But yeah. All right, so that's another set of trainers down, and then we continue along this path. We can go straight to this rock. And from here, we got ourselves. I don't think any of these rocks have any items, but we do get the max revive here. But it is always worth checking. Whenever you see isolated rocks like this, you can never be too careful. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so now I'm going to go here, because I think this is correct. Let's take this path. And not quite. Almost there. I'm going to keep going this way. Let's see. Oh, yep, perfect. Okay, so this is the spot you want to be in. You see this right here? See this spot where we could dive, and also I did not mean to get into a fight there. I probably should have used a repel, but I didn't. This is the biggest point of interest in all of these routes, and it leads down to an area known as the Sealed Chamber. What is actually going on in the Sealed Chamber, I'm not going to tell you, at least not yet, but in due time, we will be heading on down there and uncovering its secrets. But for now, I'm going to just head down this way, just like this. There we go. This is where those 2 trainers were here. Yep. Okay, so let's go here. Oh, I got a couple more to fight. Let me see if I can sneak around. Grab this item. And then we can do battle with these two, and then we can call it quits because we're actually right next to Slateport. So this will be our last battle, and then we can start making our way towards Victory Road. I know, isn't that crazy? We're actually going to get close to finishing this game here soon. We're actually going to finish this game here soon. We're getting really darn close. Now, the only problem is that I have to say is my team is a little bit underleveled for this. One thing that you probably should end up doing, once you hit about this point, now is a good time to actually break out your Pokénav and start doing some rebattles to start getting more experience, because you have that resource, you might as well use it. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, my favorite place to do this is over on Route 117, just because, well, Route 117 and the area around it. So basically everything around Mauville and Verdanturf. The route between Verdanturf and Mauville has 5 trainers that you can rebattle, 2 of which are Pokemon breeders who have 6 Pokemon that you can rebattle, and then directly to the right of Mauville, so directly to the east, is, before you even get to the water, there are 2 more trainers that you can then battle. So, actually I want to let's just use Facade. So yeah, you have 7 trainers in this very confined space that you can rebattle over and over and over again and get just a ton of experience out of all of them. Even though their Pokemon are in like the low 30s, that'll add up over time, and you do like, I don't know, 3 or 4 rebattles of all of them, of each and every one of them, and you'll be good to go. So there is going to come a point, essentially once we get through Victory Road and actually reach the final, where I probably, more than likely, am going to have to pause, do some off-screen work just to get the team up and ready to go, and then we'll be jumping on in. Now, I don't have to do that much. I know what levels the Elite Four and Champion are at, and in this game, they are uncharacteristically low compared to most other games in the Pokemon series, but I still want, and I don't even think it's just like the amount of trainers you battle. I think it's like an experience balance issue that this game has or something, where you just don't generate as much experience overall from all of your battles in this game as you do in other entries. But yeah, at some point I am going to probably have to stop and work on that, and that actually should be it. I think we're going to call this one an episode. So let's take a look really quickly here. So all we have left to do now is basically to finish off this route over here, Route 128, and then make it here to Evergrande City, and then we will continue from there. So ladies and gentlemen, in the next episode, I'm going to meet you right next to the Seafloor Cavern, where we did battle with Team Aqua, and we're going to move on from there and make our way to Evergrande. So thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you all then.